Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJN TV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJN TV Insiders. Good evening and welcome back here to DJN TV. It's Wednesday night, which means we've got all sorts of shows coming to you, and this one is Talking Music. I have got right now Joshua Duerksen with me. Good evening, Josh.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Coming to us from Nashville this evening. We'll talk about what's going on in Nashville a little bit a little later in the show. I want to talk right now about you are a remix man. You do a variety of different remixes. For those who have never met you or heard of you before, kind of give us a little information about who Josh is and what he does.
I mainly, I remix, I produce, I video edit. Basically, kind of a jack of all trades when it comes on the production side of things. I do. If you have any X-Mix video edits, a huge chunk of those X-Mix video edits are my work. And then I also build, defining some terms here, and edit basically is you adding to a track some production elements to make it easier to mix. And a remix is a full reproduction of a track to make it a new, completely different sounding something. So I do remix. It's harder in the genre that I'm pretty much doing country to get acapellas to be able to do remixes. The record labels just hold on to them with a very, very tight grip, the acapellas of stuff. But I do a lot of edits, and my edits are, the 32-beat drum intro, keep it simple, give it an intro, give it an outro, get out of the track. Don't make the drums stand out too much from the original, kind of keep it simple format. And I do a lot of country, everything from, and all the subgenres of country. I do Nashville country, Aussie country, hip hop and country rap. I do Texas country, and what else? There's another one in there. There's 5 of them. Canadian. I do Canadian stuff too.
So what got you to working with the country format as your primary music?
About what is it? Several. I can't even remember. A very, very long time ago. I was living in Idaho at the time, and I ended up being the kind of a fill-in DJ for a country bar, and I really hadn't. I liked country, but I hadn't really worked with the genre much. And so I went out, and I didn't have a huge library. I went out and I found all these like cool remixes that I thought were cool, and all these, basically all the edits I could find of country music to be able to mix it, to be able to have these DJ edits and went in, started mixing the stuff, and people hated it. It was the worst experience I had ever had in my life. I almost got booed out of the club. That's how bad it was, because people were so wanting to hear. Basically, what had happened is these editors had taken hip hop beats and put it behind country. Where 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that wasn't a popular thing to do. Mm-hmm. And the edits weren't done very well, and the drums really overkilled the track. And people were coming up to me, "Hey, can you play the original version? Can you play the original version?" And after the owner come up to me and going, "Hey, play the original stuff and don't mix anything," I'm like, "What am I, a human jukebox at this point?" So I had to rethink it. Like, how am I going to do this? So I was already in the process of editing videos for X-Mix. and there's some guys over at the X Mix team. DJ Skills, he's an amazing. You've heard his work. Wild Bill over there at X Mix, and they kind of pointed me in a direction. Some of the guys from X Mix, kind of gave me some little things nuggets of information to kind of build upon, and from there it kind of went into building edits and radio sweepers too. I was building radio identification sweepers. 103.5 Kiss FM, Boise's #1 hit music station. Those are radio sweepers and stuff like that. So I was building the production of that. So I had a concept of it. I had a foundation, but I didn't really understand the whole of how to layer tracks in correctly and have the drums, it's so important to make sure that when you're quantizing, warping on stuff, that your drums are lining up and you're not anti-phasing things and things like that. So.
Right. Yeah. And is that concept of the phasing of a song and working with pitch and keys, what have you, is that concept, were they self-taught that you learned those by trial and error, or is it something that you...
I've got some education background behind it, but music theory plays a huge thing to it. Everybody knows what the circle of fifths is because it's called different now. It's called the Camelot key. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's a circle of fifths. You can, start at C and you go up to G and you go back down to D, and you can work your way around the whole key system this way. And that plays a lot into knowing how what's like if I'm building a hype edit of a country song, then I know I can use a song in G because it's going to have the fifth of the song that's in C, and I'll be able to use some of the vocals out of that song to be able to hype up. So I can take like a different country song and build a hyped up entrance of it because they may be in different keys, but they're in the circle of fifths key, the Camelot system.
Can you give me an example with maybe a couple of a song where you would have done that by mashing
a song that works really well like that? Like here's an example. Thank God I'm a Country Boy by John Denver is exactly the same key, and the bass line and chords are exactly the same as Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. So you can take that bass line from Sweet Emotion, that dun 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 dun, life on the farm, contemplate back, and it's the same. Literally, they lay over one another. But another one would be Jason Aldean, She's Country, and what is it? Pour Some Sugar on Me. One's in D major, the other one's in D minor. So if you flange into one and out of the other, you can literally take those two songs and lay them over each other and kind of mash them up together. Things like that. Another, Mama, I'm Coming Home is the same as Darius Rucker's song, A Southern Style. So you got all these crazy Tainted Love by Soft Cell is basically the same as Hillbilly Bone by Trace Atkins, and so dun, 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 is the same. You can literally Ted Nugent, Stranglehold is the same as Florida Georgia Line. I'd have to look it up, but that's one of the Florida Georgia Line songs. There's just ways you can manipulate stuff, but you got to stay with my edits. I don't try to force something. You can't force it to be what it's not. Like there's stuff that would be amazing and would work really well, but because country and that are in keys and it's not just acapellas you can't force things.
So let's talk about, you mentioned that we're in Nashville. And when you're going out and performing, are you taking those two songs and mashing them up live in essence and doing that mix live? Or is it something where you've done the edit work in advance and then you're performing that and mixing in and out of a already mixed mashup, or like a better way to describe it?
So you can perform it live. I prefer not to. Okay. And here's the reason why. I'll build an edit of something or a remix of something and then play it. And then I'm going to be mixing another song into that. And live, mixing from one song to the other. But I want to see the crowd's reaction. I'm reading people. Mm-hmm. And another thing is in the country genre, I'm already pushing the line as it is. There's a lot of people that are still very hesitant on wanting to hear stuff, mixed in country. Mm-hmm. And I get pushback from artists too. I'm in Nashville. I deal with these labels and I deal with artists and all the time. I talk to, artists when we were able to get out, I'd run into artists all over the place here and be like, hey, this and that. And, you get some hesitation with, hey, I'm a country DJ and I'm mixing country. And you just kind of, so I'd rather have the production side of this, have it done flawlessly and perfectly than try to do something and have it come out not perfect in front of an audience that I'm already trying to kind of push their line with.
Sure, I definitely get that, and that way, as you say, you can gauge that audience and their response and plan your next 3 songs in essence based on that, more than having to worry about having the left deck and the right deck all in sync. And now I'm on deck 3.
Well, and that, and then you got other elements too. If I was to sit there and mix live, I'd probably have to have 4 decks in Ableton open in order to be able to really
to do
time everything.
When you're performing and such, is the mix doing a basically kind of a country mix set of edits and such your whole night, or are you still utilizing some album some radio edits?
Well, it all depends on the crowd. There's certain times that the originals just work better. Like Friends in Low Places, I will never, ever touch that song. It's perfect the way it is. People love it the way it is. And why redrum a song that is so iconic? And the minute they do that, dun 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 dun, everybody knows who it is.
Yeah, everybody
knows what it is. You don't have to mess with it. It's just an iconic song that you don't. Like I took a good lesson from, I can't remember what DJ said this, about 10 years ago. I was watching this webinar on DJ, and the DJ said this: you don't have to mix everything. You don't. You can backspin out of some. I'd be hitting 130 BPM, 128 BPM. Like a Brand New Man by Luke Combs and Brooks and Dunn, and then do an echo out backspin and go dun 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 right into Friends in Low Places. Everything doesn't have to be mixed, and it doesn't everything. So yeah, there's certain things that I would use originals for.
Sure. Well, certainly Friends in Low Places. You picked a great one to use as that visual there for one. Are there any songs, and we refer to this as kind of the I Want You to Want Me song, where the album version of the song was but once they played it live and it was in essence brought the beat up and such and the energy up, it became the song. Are there any songs that you have found in that country genre where the original album was like but once you did your magic to it, it became something that people really kind of were like, this is awesome, and they loved that, and it became something?
I've got some twerk country stuff that people have really liked over the years, and some mashups that people just were interested. I try to, if I'm doing something, it's hard to say. I because I'm such a purist, I like both the versions of it.
Okay.
And I'm such a keep it simple editor. I'm so Kiss. Keep it simple when it comes to my edits, not a remix, an edit. That it's hard for me to say, hey, this was so much better this way or so much better that way.
And so then you since you say you like the original, in essence, you must be picking and choosing then songs that you like to begin with, to work with, as opposed to maybe something that might be popular but it doesn't fit your.
No, I mean, I'm to the point now, especially with in country, so I'm building edits. I build edits for Crate Gang too, another pool out there. And for Crate Gang, I'm building urban edits, and I'm building I do urban, EDM, pop, and country. I mean, I do a whole series. I'm cranking out 15 tracks of each one of them a month. So you're looking at 45 of non-country stuff. That's 45 tracks. That's not counting a shortcut edit and a hype version sometimes, and then maybe even video. It all depends, but. When it comes down to country, though, there's a website called All Access. It's media based. It's media based charts. And I get on that and I download the PDF. And once a song hits the top 40, I probably already have an edit of it, because right now I'm building stuff out of the 60s and 70s on the chart. So by the time unless it's some like Luke Combs came out of nowhere, unless it's something like Luke Combs that comes in and then bam, it's just huge. Typically, I'll already have something built. I mean, I was working on stuff today that, a guy named Peyton Smith and another Adam is it Delu? Adam Delu, and some really great songs. A song called "Famous," another one called "I Knew." Hold on, let me. So I'm not slinging from the hip here. Alan Dolek. The song's called "Famous," and then another guy named where is he? Peyton Smith. "I Knew You Would." And then there's other great songs out there. You don't have to just base it on Nashville either. Texas has some amazing. Mike Ryan, "The Other Side of the Radio" is an amazing song. A female artist coming up. You're looking at Ashley McBride. Oh my God! You want to talk about a voice? Gee whiz. So it all depends what if you're trying to be that underground DJ or you just trying to stay mainstream stuff. A lot of wedding DJs, stick in your top 40 country. You'll be fine.
Yeah. That becomes a big thing is knowing your audience and where you should be, because
at weddings, you're not trying to break new music. Sorry, you're just not.
Not so much.
Ed Hodges, my mentor on weddings, and Larry D over at everybody I think knows Larry Dotter.
Mm-hmm.
He's Astro DJs and over there in Virginia. Both of them gave me the same advice: play recognizable music at weddings.
Yeah, that becomes the big thing. You're not breaking new music there for sure. But
no.
Joshua, if people are interested in getting into getting some either country edits where they've got the 32-beat intro and outro and such, where's the best source for those that you're finding right now?
Well, I supply to so many pools. So I can go down the list here. X-Mix, iDJ Pool, Crate Gang, Late Night Record Pool, Smash Vids for video, My MP3 Pool, X-Mix for video. It depends what you're looking for. There is no one pool out. Let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. There's no one pool out there that's going to meet all your needs unless you're BPM Supreme and you get. Anyway.
That's a whole another story. Is they've gotten.
But there's no pool that's going to meet all your needs and back catalog and anything just because it's not legal. After 3-4 months, I think they have to flush their catalog.
Yeah, unfortunately,
something like that. I don't know the exact laws. Don't quote me on it. I'm not a copyright person. I'm just an editor. It's all So, yeah, but those there's no one pool that fits it all. It all depends what you're really looking for. You can go to each one and do your research and ask around. And Facebook every day has, I'm part of 7, 8 different groups, and you'll see them. Which is the best DJ pool? And you'll see that question asked numerous times a day, numerous times a day. And the answer is there isn't one size fits all.
Yeah, that there isn't anymore, unfortunately. Let's talk a little bit about video editing. You're doing some of the edits, and then you're creating music videos for those. What are some of the struggles with taking a song and editing it, and then doing the video side of it and such in your line of work?
So when it comes down to that, it all depends on whether it's an edit or a remix. Now, if you get into a remix and they've sped the song up or slowed it down or did something crazy with it, time stretching video and getting it to fit correctly with the video, as far as like people's words and lips and things syncing up, can be a very time consuming task, and on remixes especially. But for the most part, it's just basically what it is the time consuming task of editing video when you get into video editing is slicing up all the little pieces of video that you can use to put on the front end and the back end of the song in order to have it fit what the song is. And it depends how the video is shot. If it's shot on all one long shot, then it gets really, really difficult. It depends if it has girls dancing in it, you can slice things up. That works really well. And then it's just detail stuff, like not having little snippets of flash screens where you've cut the video in front of the other. And so you might have this snippet of video, but on the front end, you cut it wrong. So it has what's called a flash screen. So it might show this half a second or not even half a second, millisecond of this other scene. And then that's called a flash screen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, something it's like, oh, what was that? And it's
Yeah. But here's the thing with video, and I know a lot of DJs haven't moved over to video yet because they're like, well, I don't want people to just sit there and watch the screens. It's just an added thing. A lot of people, when I mix video, don't watch the screens, but I've kept a lot of people in a bar sitting there going, wow, I haven't seen this video in years, or that's just insane that you're mixing, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I never knew they made a video for The Devil Went Down to Georgia by Charlie Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
People are just, so they're sitting there at the bar still spending money. You don't have to have a packed dance floor all the time in order to keep the owners happy.
Exactly.
It's about keeping the people there. So I'd rather them sit there all night and buy buckets of beer at $25 a pop and sit there all night and enjoy them watching videos than them to leave and not spend the money at the bar.
Yeah. Or if they're, yes, the dancing is nice, but there have been times where you've got a crowd that's dancing and they're drinking water. Back when I used to do the Wednesday night country night.
And the owner's not happy with it.
Not about it. He's like, okay, so even if I charge a buck of water, I'm still losing money here with how this is going. So good stuff. So looking ahead, you're going to be doing a lot of production and such throughout the next few months as you're creating videos. Is there anything that's going to be coming up in your mix and edit world that would be something that most people wouldn't expect seeing coming up, or events or something to that effect?
Stuff's coming up. I mean, edit songs that are coming up that are going to be really hot. The Sam Hunt album came out, and it's got a song called "Hard to Forget." It's a great track. Let me dig through here and take a peek at what I think is. I can't stress some Texas country enough. Mike Ryan, "The Other Side of the Radio," is just such a hot song. Country, potential country. Dustin Lynch has a great song out called "Mama's House." Another Texas country artist, Cody Johnson. Now, if you're a Texas country fan, or if you're a country fan and you haven't heard of Cody Johnson, you need to get on the Cody Johnson train, because that's another one. Hannah Dasher. Oh, she's got this amazing song out called "The Tree." You need to check that out too. Hannah Dasher. She's written some songs for a label, but she really hasn't come out with her own stuff. There's another, Joe and Martina have a song called "Give Me Back the 90s," which is 90s country. The 90s country sound is coming hard back. Mm-hmm. It's coming back hard. Yeah. In the genre right now. Mascadine Bloodline is another one. They have a song called "Boys." That's, if you're a guy that's ever lost have you ever had basically this song's about a guy that sees his ex-girlfriend that he wishes he still had with another dude, and the dude likes all the same stuff that he does. And he's like, man, if you weren't dating her, we could be boys, And it's just this, like, if you weren't dating my ex, I'm sure we would just get along great, because we both have gun racks, we both like fishing, we both like hunting, we both wear the same type of ball caps, we both drive big. I mean, if you weren't for you, I'm sure we'd be boys. And it's a great song. Oh. You get into country rap and hip hop. If you're not on the Ryan Church bandwagon yet, Upchurch, you won't hear him on the radio. The dude can rap, and the dude can sing, and the dude is he's just hot. Mm-hmm. He's just fire. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, country rap, but it's definitely a thing. You get into Canadian country, and you're talking like the Wreck Laws, man, the old country soul in Canadian country, amazing. Australian country, you're getting into. I mean, look, there's just. Like, and people don't really examine all the subgenres of this, but great songs. April here. Hold on. Aussie country. Natalie Pearson, "Let 'Em Talk" is a hot track. Hurricane Fall, a group called Southbound. These 4 very talented young ladies. They're not bad to look at either. And then you got classics like Lee Kernaghan. Lee Kernaghan's basically like the George Strait of Australian country. He is coming out with a song called "Keep On Truckin'," which is weird because over in Australia, they don't call trucks, they call mutes. Mutes? So they're called mutes. So I've been to Australia. I've DJ'd over there. Country has taken me
all over the place.
to other countries to DJ. So,
Yeah.
I mean, those are some of the great tracks that are just out there. And, people can always hit me up and ask where,
I was just going to say, how can they reach out to you, Joshua, if they have questions and
Facebook, you just look me up, Joshua, and then Duerksen is spelled Duerksen. I answer my messages pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking for an edit, or even if you want something custom, like if you're looking for, I can build DJ drops. I don't do the voice work. If you have a dry DJ drop of somebody saying something you want it produced up, I did a ton of stuff for that for DJ Silver, who's Jason Aldean's touring DJ. A huge chunk of his imaging stuff is for his radio shows, my work. So if you're looking for like production on that, hit me up. I can even point you through on how to kind of do it on your own. It's not hard.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's just, you can hit me up. Or if you're looking for something like, hey, I use this song's popular. I just wish I had an edit of it so I could mix it easier. Then, say, hey, if you need it, somebody else does, and I might as well do it, right?
Yep, no, that's for sure. You guys just reach out to Joshua on Facebook. You can get out there, message him, look him up. He's the only one out there who's doing the country music like that.
Yeah. You'll see me in you'll see me with my sunglasses on, a blue shirt, and good times.
Good stuff. Joshua, thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate your time and some info on some new country songs. I'm going to have to watch this end part when we get and take some notes so I can go check out some of the new songs. I haven't. I usually have an event about this time of year where I get caught up on some of that, but obviously this year not so much. So.
Yeah. Well, we're all kind of in that boat right now. We're all got to take a big bite out of it. It's going to be a little painful for everyone, but it will be. I'm sure we'll make it through fine.
That we will. Once again, Joshua, thank you, guys. We'll be back here in about 5 minutes here with our next show, talking about what's coming up Saturday here on DJN TV. We'll be back in a bit.
Thank you, Steve.